when a decision
There
was
was
Come,
the
Huntress.
Outlander who embarrassed
You and I
Stories
should speak.
told after-
Are you Chaplain Jera? Katalo said I should talk to you, to see if you need help.
Bold move, wallbreaker, burying Tekote's pride beneath the bulwark's rubble.
I was just...
At ease. Many in the clan agree with you, and Marshal Kotelo was right to send you to me. There is something you can help with. A few of our soldiers followed him to the embassy at Barren Light, against Tekote's orders.
Right. I remember Katalo showed up last, with only a few representatives from the Sky Clan.
When those soldiers returned home, Tekote reassigned them to an old watchtower, one we had abandoned to the machines. He insisted that with war brewing it must be reclaimed, but those soldiers are serving no one out there. If, however, they were to return by request of Hikaro's champion, Tekote wouldn't have the backing to deny them, especially when their chaplain supports their return.
Tell a few soldiers to come home and give Tekote another black eye? Sounds easy enough.
Go to the cold rushes, a long stretch to the west. The watchtower stands beside the falls. Speak to Kiva there, the squad's leader. Good luck.
There walks the Outlander who embarrassed Tekote.
Good thing I have a little something called strategy.
Talk yourself up.
You're brave to show your face.
Forgot the lesson. This action wins. Can you fell?
Oh, come on! The Outlander has shown us. We must join him. The Outlander...
I don't care what you say.
Were you there?
If we want to reclaim our honor,
Hell with Regala.
Can I ask what you're arguing about?
Oh, Sariva won't let it rest. She insists our comrade Farika flew on the wings of the 10. But I say, hanging onto a stormbird for dear life isn't the same.
A Tanakh rode a stormbird?
She went up in the air. But road is a strong word.
Ha! You admit it.
You're talking about her like she's no longer around.
She's not. After she grabbed onto the machine, it flew off with her to that mountaintop.
The stormbird still circles the peak, but we never saw Farika again.
That's sad. What a way to go.
I'll say. A shame no one can reach that mountaintop. She was a great soldier with armor to match, and it serves no one lying up there.
I'm a pretty good climber.
No doubt. But unless you want to try what Frika did, there's no realistic way to get up there.
For now.
I'm telling you, she flew.
Still doesn't
If we
count.
want to reclaim our honor, then we must do so in battle with Regala.
my brother will make it.
What's going on here?
The Wallbreaker. Jekka's brother here went off to get himself killed.
He'll finish the climb. I know it.
Not likely.
My brother Pento left to climb the March of the 10 to get his soldier's mark. They were supposed to be done by now, but he's not back yet.
Jekka! Lataka! To your training, now!
Your brother should have stuck to his cleaning duties.
Would you mind checking up on the march? If I leave, my squad leader will kick my ass. And I don't want anyone thinking I'm worried about my brother making the climb. Because I'm not.
I get it.
You can't miss the path markers. They're by the waterfall west of here.
If I head that way, I'll see what's going on.
Thank you.
No slacking, soldier!
I'm coming, I'm coming.
Machine will take a lot of damage from acid. Glinthogs now. Stop swooping down on me.
Us. Let her pass. Outlander, Chief Hikaru and Marshal Katalo await you within.
The Kulrut should be starting soon. Once it's done, I'll be able to access the chamber below Hikaru's throne. And Ether.
Well met, Aloy. I was hoping we'd run into each other again after the flood and Bleeding Mark.
Natika. So you did it. You're part of the Chief's Guard now.
It wasn't an easy choice, but yes. After you left, we laid Kentuck to rest, and I thought about what he said. He served his clan, his tribe, as best as he could. I have to do the same.
I'm sure he'd be proud.
And he'd reprimand me for allowing myself to be distracted.
Can't have that.
Thank you again, Aloy. Strike true as the 10.
Outlander, the chief awaits you in the arena, past the throne.
This must lead to the arena. It's another part of the ruins, turned into a fighting ring. This could be useful.
That was quite a bump.
You will need a sharp blade in the storm.
Regala's no soft core. You'll need courage.
You
when the
stand with us,
battles come.
Outlander?
War is in the air. Be ready.
Regala will fall.
I feel better knowing you're on our side, Outlander. Sharp blade to your enemies.
Aloy, it seems you've had to move mountains to bring the Sky Clan to heel. Literally.
Kotallo helped.
Yes. Tekote reprimanded for all the clan to see. You both served well. But now the Kulrut is at hand. Some have come to compete, others to bear witness. They know Regala will come for me.
I'll do whatever it takes to hold up my end, as long as you remember yours. So what's the plan?
Kotallo,
There are only two viable ways to attack the arena. Through the throne room you just passed, and by the trail on the north end. We've set up barricades at both. But if Regala means to assault the Kulrut with machines, she will have to attack by the trail.
You will join our defenders there. Hold the line, and I'll have my marshals. You will be free of my service and receive your reward. Make whatever preparations you must. Once the Kulrut begins, you must see it through.
The grove, the arena, it's all part of the same ancient structure?
Yes. Here the land remembers the sacrifice of the 10. Their deeds commemorated for eternity.
Sacrifice?
The visions tell us that on the ground below, they gave their lives in a fight against machines. We honored them by holding the Kulrut where they fell.
I know where I'll be. What about you two?
I will be here with the chief, where I belong. Should the fight reach us, we will take the blood owed for our fallen.
If it comes to that, the defenses will hold.
Let's get this over with.
Good. You'll find Dekka at the north barricade with the rest of our defenders. Strike true as the 10. I'll see you when this is done.
We'll assist Marshal Catalo regarding the chief.
Friend, in the name of the 10. The blades speak. I think the be vigilant.
Today, I hear one of the sky.
Be guided by the 10.
Mr. Kote, his thugs, of course. Mr. Kote fixed his ego before coming here.
Oh. We need warriors, not acrobats.
Easterner.
Didn't think the Sky Commander himself would be joining us today.
If there's a chance my challengers will be facing Regala, it is only right their commander join in their fate.
Or maybe you need to save face after what happened at the Bulwark.
Careful now. Sometimes sharp wits bring out sharp spears.
I'd save my spear for Regala's troops, if I were you. Hikaro's defenders should be at the end of this trench.
And look, we are not alone in this fight. Focus on the machines. Take them down. And Regala's forces become no different from our own.
Yes, Chaplain.
Watch each other's backs. Dismissed. Our soldiers are ready. They will defend the Kulrut from below. Or from above.
Not bad. Where did you get it?
One of our squads ripped it off a fallen machine. The honor is yours. Regala may have her tricks, but you will show her our teeth.
Tana! The Kulrut is upon us! Our struggle demands new blood! New leaders! Release the quarry! Challengers, approach! All who take down a machine shall be named marshal. Remember the 10. Strike from the air as they did, and seize your glory.
Hold them back! Defend the Kulrut! There. What is that?
I don't know.
Hold the defenses! Go!
to the weapon! If I can draw that thing close, open fire! Hey! That's right, over here, you big worm!
Hopefully that's enough.
I'm in position! Let's bring this thing down! Lining up the shot! It's too close! Lure it away from the ballista!
I hate those things. Regala went after Hikaru and Katalo. I gotta get to them.
Champion! Get to the chief!
Go! In the throne room.
You're out! Raise the alarm!
Got this!
This isn't finished! I'll be back with everything I have! And all who stand with Hekarro will be run red.
At attention. You fought well. Proved yourself against enemies both metal and flesh. I name you all Marshal. Your first order is to secure the arena from any remaining rebels. Go. I failed. I should have finished Regala. But now she'll be back with more machines. Stronger than ever.
I'll do what I can to help.
No, you've done enough. Far more than our bargain called for. When we first met, you spoke of your true mission on which all depends. I wasn't certain if I believed you then. But I believe in you now. So leave me. And get to your task.
What will you do?
Tend to the wounds. What you need is there. Take it. Your deeds today will be remembered like those of the 10.
This is it. Aether's below. I felt a jolt in my bones. There. That console. Come on, Aether. Time to go home. Yes. Elizabeth Sobek. Alpha Prime.
Master override activated. Restoring Aether subordinate function to original code.
Got it. Now to get this back to Gaia.
The visions in the grove have changed. The words of the 10 are here. Must be the vision that Hekarro saw in newspapers. All of the visions are changing, and this one just arrived. Aloy, here! Let's talk. The visions throughout the grove are different now. And this one, it just appeared. Is this your doing?
Visions have changed.
That's the one that inspired Chief Hekarro.
More testimony of the old ones.
Hear now the words that reunited a people. Following the tragic events of the war, Aunt Faraday, the chief architect of the reconciliation effort, addressed a nation in need of hope.
If we look into the future, the lens of the recent past, our fears loom. Wars waged against machines, scarcity of food and water, storms norms that drive us from our homes. But true courage means facing those fears with conviction instead of cynicism. Leading the peacekeeping effort with these brave men and women, these marshals of the new Southwest, has strengthened my conviction that when we are united, we can overcome any threat. Join me. Join us in that conviction as we strive for a nation and a world without want or war.
Reporting for duty, Commander. I'm coming with you.
But Hikaru needs you.
Because of you, he has new marshals. And a rallying cry the clans cannot ignore. So I will stand with you on your mission. Give whatever is left of my life. It is what I choose.
How can I say no to that? Varl, there's someone who wants to join us. I need you to meet him in the foothills and guide him the rest of the way.
On it.
Go to the mountains, west of Plainsong. A friend of mine will meet you on the ascent. I'll join you when I can.
A friend of yours? Should be interesting.
Good day.
All right. I need to get Ether back to Gaia. Seems like capturing it did something to the other holograms, too. Might be worth checking out.
That fight was a sight to behold. Wait, you were there? Oh yeah, my whole squad.
Can I ask you something?
Of course.
The locator beacon on the recordings is lit, but the signal doesn't always
You're lucky that the old ones speak to you. I wish
Will the new voices...
I don't know much about this other great battle. You said these recordings, so anything I can learn helps me understand how these warriors fought.
Hey,
I'm sure I can learn much. Thank you. I will make...
I hope...
There's a way to...
Join JTF-10 for a covert operation deep within the rainforest.
Show respect.
Whether at home or abroad, JTF-10 protected assets critical to the insurrection. Deep in the jungle, concealed by mud and darkness, they laid their traps for their enemies.
I heard your brother earned the mark for the kidnapping.
Yeah, he won't shut up about it. One Marquis thinks he's good enough to chat. Worry.
The 10 stood firm. So will we.
You've come this far. We will stand by.
Observe the good of JTF-10 in the mountainous regions of the hot zone. Trained to outlast, conditioned for any climate. JTF-10 were elite defenders in even the most remote mountain landscapes. Discover how JTF-10 claimed home field advantage in the desert. JTF-10 seized key assets all across the desert. Where others feared the Mojave's raging sandstorms, JTF soldiers used them for cover,
they're not
crippling enemy supply lines.
Victory buys a place in my...
May your blade be bright. Walk in times of
Out in the field or relaxing at base, Joint Task Force 10 acted as one. Led by Colonel Edward de la Hoya,
in the name of the
bodies
10.
and weapons were always honed for battle. Meals, ink, bruises. These daredevils of the sky shared it all.
Blood of the 10, Aloy. Regala denied. The truth of the visions revealed. I doubt you have enough skin to mark all your deeds.
We'll just have to remember them then.
Well, thanks to you, the Chief still lives. And hope remains. But that's not why I wanted to speak with you. I need a favor. A personal one. My grandson, Cavo. He was not counted among the dead, which means he must still be with Regala's remaining forces.
He was taken prisoner.
No. He joined them willingly. Like many young soldiers who seek to mark their skin with distinguished deeds. I must search for him. Convince him to come home. Chief Hekarro cannot spare any soldiers for this task, so my blade is alone in this. Unless you'd be willing to join me. I know it is much to ask after all you've done for us. But Cavo is the last of my blood.
What made Cavo join?
For some, Regala represents a chance of ven. During the Red Raids, it wasn't easy to turn the clans back at Bar. Many wanted to pursue the Karja all the way to Merid.
So when Regala attacked the embassy, they took it as a call to arms.
Yes. But others, the young especially, care only about the glory they think they'll earn by hunting an age-old enemy. As for Cavo, it was probably a bit of both. Nothing I said.
So if Cavo didn't listen to you when what makes you think he...
Cavo was too young to fight during the Red Raids. War was but he must have experienced the suffering it brings by now. I just have to find him before...
You said Cavo...
Yes. Before Chief, every skirmish claimed another... One by one, I buried my children.
I'm sorry.
I tried to vent my grief on the battlefield, but only in the wisdom of the... And even so, I still couldn't prevent
If Cavo will Hekarro let him...
The Chief knows the value of mercy, and the toll of unending... The rest of the tribe I'm more concerned about. They won't quickly accept someone who betrayed. Even with my support, it won't...
But you have to try. I'll help you find your...
A while back, his squad never returned, but the scouts also spotted one of our own.
So we'll start at the outpost. If we free the prisoner, maybe they'll know where Cavo's squad...
Shall we head out?
I have some other...
I'll wait for you on the hill. We'll make our way to the... Until then.
Try. Okay. I'll join too then. I wasn't asking
May your armor hold true.
The tribe has asked some...
Champion, I fear we must lean on your strength and generosity again.
Just tell it to her straight, Ducka. The tribe needs the arena. She's our only hope to getting it open again.
You need the arena? But the Kulrut's over.
That's true, but we also use the arena to boost the tribe's morale.
We use it for training. Herd in machines so our soldiers can experience the glory of the kill in a controlled setting.
Which, of course, boosts morale. But Chief Hekarro won't let us reopen the arena until the ballista protecting the field is repaired.
We need it in case a machine runs amok, and it was damaged during the Kulrut. The parts we need aren't easy to find.
I get it. You need me to hunt down some machines and grab the parts.
We'd ask someone else, but every squad in the Grove is on alert. But the task is not without compensation, right, Kala?
Of course. Once the arena is open again, I would be honored to invite you to compete. A wide variety of machines will be available.
And I will award you prizes for victory, not just from the arena, but also from medals won at hunting grounds. You'll be able to trade them for some of the tribe's very best gear.
To fix the ballista, we'll need a sinew from a rollerback, along with some bristleback tusks. Both kinds of machines have been spotted near a campfire to the southeast. When you're done, bring the parts to me at the maw of the arena, on the northeast side of the grove.
Okay, I'll see what I can do.
One more thing. If you're going back into the wilds, I have another duty tied to our soldiers' morale. A regrettable... At the maw of the arena, I can offer you bounties for the return of fallen soldiers' tags.
Guess I need to head southeast to find that rollerback. I already have enough bristleback tusks on me.
How did you manage that?
Lucky shot broke off its cannon. I picked it up right as the machine lunged at me. Never felt so alive.
Sounds like a Mark Willard.
You're on.
Outlander.
On your father?
Are you in need of supplies?
That.
Lucky shot broke off its cannon. I picked it up right as the machine lunged at me. Never felt so alive.
You must want something today.
No army can march without your blade be bright. Fight well in return.
Many will fall today. Let it be with honor.
They're all part of the same thing. Did you get your order?
I'm afraid there's only one move left for you, my friend.
No doubt.
At the time it would take to get a full strike at a trial, I could earn 3 half strikes.
You are preparing to leave.
Regala's coming for Hikaru. It won't be long. The final battle with Regala is nigh. You have to...
Honor and
All
strength.
this sweat, and I'm still not cooling off.
Walk in strength. Safe travels.
Nice time, right?
Anybody seen
I
one
should
of
go
my
to my room and check out the focus I found in that rebel camp.
You dropped off all that ale.
Oh. use a drink.
Aloy, there are more supplies in the chest. Help yourself. Aloy, you found another one of Gaia's sub-functions?
2 down, 1 to go.
I'm glad her healing can continue.
Found anything else combing through?
Varl and I have been looking into the animals of the old world. Apparently there used to be thousands more species roaming around than there are. Can you imagine that? I'd give anything to see them. Though I know that without Artemis or Apollo, that at least I can find comfort in knowing Gaia used many of them as inspiration for her machine. Her memory honors them.
Have you met Kotallo yet?
Yes, but he has kept to himself. Tenakth don't have much use for us outsiders. You must have made quite the impression for him to offer his fealty.
Are you guys training with Erend as well?
If you count trying to stick a spear in his gut as training, then yeah.
Are you serious?
Of course not.
Good.
I was going for a couple of broken bones. He called the Utaru leaf grazers. Laughed at the idea of us simple farmers being formidable fighters. Before I knew it, he and I were battling it out in the common room. The man is slow, but he can throw a hammer. Don't look so worried. We're evenly matched. Next time he's going down like a load of board.
Just try not to kill each other.
Injuring his pride should be good enough.
Now that you have those control cores, are you ready to reboot?
Not yet. Gaia told me the reboot code has to be... She updated my focus with software to a... But apparently it's very complicated.
Well, let me know if you need any help.
I will.
I better get going.
Right.
Hey, look who's back.
I did. One step closer.
Can't wait.
I was hoping you could help me with something. And it also has to do with the Osira.
Really? That doesn't sound good.
He's still sifting through loads of...
Yeah, it's interesting. I thought maybe I could try finding things with more, pictures. Not much luck there, but I did find out about these, images put together to tell... they were made to look like they were the real thing. The Oseram-like shows. I bet they pay a lot of sharp...
I made a new friend.
Yeah, I've seen him. Kotallo's a broody fella. You do know the cards just say these Tenakth drink people's blood?
You shouldn't believe everything you hear.
Yeah. Well, I guess if you trust him, so do I.
How are things going around?
Hey, you tell me. Varl's new...
So I hear.
I made one joke about how they, how does anyone fight with nothing but tree leaves in their stomach?
From the looks of it, the Utaru.
Yeah, well...
Just... try not... I discovered an Osram militant group. They call themselves the... It looks like they're the ones overriding machines for the Tenakth. They're familiar with ancient tech. And they're as anti-card...
So... Last year, we stopped Durval and his cronies from blowing up Meridian in retribution for the Red Raids. And now you're telling me we have another group of Oseram trying to wipe out the Karja with an army of machines and bloodthirsty Tenakth?
Pretty much.
Well, that's just great.
Is there any way you can help me find anything to track them down?
Well, I could have the Vanguard check Chain Scrape and Barrow in case they're moving any supplies through there. But if they are, I'll bet they're being careful.
Yeah. And they have focuses, too. Makes it easy.
Hold on. Way back, when we first met, you came looking for me in Meridian because you detected Olin's focus with yours, right? So does that mean that if I go back to the Daunt with this...
You could scan for other focuses.
And if an Oseram is wearing one of these, they'd have to be a part of that Prometheus.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah, I've been known to have those once.
Just... let me...
You got it.
I better get...
All right.
Aloy.
Are you guys training with Aaron?
If you count trying to
Of good.
He laughed before the man. Don't next just injure.
Are you guys training with?
Of good. He called the laughed at the before I knew the man is. Don't look so. Next time he's
Just try not to.
injuring his.
I need to get.
I shall.
Aloy.
It's good to see you. I'm guessing you've got a lot of questions?
I've been told of our enemy and their intentions. Your friends showed me to the vision you keep in this place, Gaia, and explained the situation surrounding the other you. They gave me this focus as well. I don't pretend to fully understand everything, but all I really need to know is where to train and...
Welcome to the... What are you looking at over there?
The others have been helping me decipher the symbols the focus... So, I thought I'd try to understand the weapon you intend to use. This Hephaestus... It will...
Yes.
How many?
As many as we need.
Such power.
You said you were
That's right. I've been watching holograms of your first fight with them. They are faster and more agile than... How many do the Zenith...
I'm not sure.
I would not wish to face them.
I'm with you there. Must be strange.
I can see machines like never before. Their strengths and weaknesses simply reveal themselves to me. To think that such a tiny object might be the most powerful weapon...
Getting ether out of the grove made for quite a...
One that showed the entire tribe that Hikaro's mission for peace is the correct, for it is now blessed by the Ten themselves.
Anything else you've been looking at?
Gaia showed me the knowledge. I am no chaplain, but I'd be curious to test if something I read is...
What is it?
The old ones believed one could hear the great waters, even if you carried the carcass of a water ant. They called them seashells.
That sounds... I heard my friend Talana came by the base. Did you get a chance to meet?
Briefly. A bold woman going... She'll be lucky if my people don't shoot her.
She'll be careful.
Whoever it is.
You've had some time with the team.
I admit, I was surprised. Farmers don't make for effective...
I'm told she rallied some in her tribe against and fought all the way to Bear.
Interesting.
Have you had a chance to speak?
Briefly. He fought well. Are all Nora as skilled as the...
I'm not exactly one of them. But anyway, they managed to push the Karja from their land.
I thought my tribe was the only one to have done that. Impressive.
Does it still hurt?
It comes... I try not to think about it. But it's difficult to...
I can't claim to understand.
Then you have my thanks.
Now that you know who the enemy is.
I'll admit, I find them hard to grasp.
For now.
I will leave the strategy. I trust you will point my blade where it will...
You said the Bulwark was your home a long time...
Yes.
That's all you're gonna tell me?
Fine. As you wish. As I grew older, I came to be known as an Tekote took. I fought by his side against the Karja and led my squad on a dangerous climb into the... It was I who opened the gates from the east side, allowing...
That must have gotten you some attention.
Indeed. I was welcomed.
Then why'd you leave?
I became a marshal.
Why did you leave the Sky Clan?
I was sent to the Kulrut, but back then I would have obeyed his every order. I believe I was too blind to see the fear of a rising young warrior challenging his command. I returned a hero from the battle at Barren Light. It never occurred to him that I had no interest in...
Why did Tekote think you wouldn't be a threat to him if he sent you to...
Tekote knew that if I survived, I'd be forced to forsake the clan to serve the Tenakth as a whole. I'd never be allowed to challenge his command. After our victory at Barren Light, said it would be selfish to rob Hikaro and the marshals of a war. Even though he knew perfectly well, I had no... It was exile. disguised as an honor. So I became a marshal.
I'm sorry you had to go through.
I am not. Though it pained me at the time. A marshal.
When we were at the Bulwark, the wings of the Ten, Hikaru also. What does it mean?
The visions tell us that the Ten flew on great metal machines and leapt into battle. For us, to imitate this feat is the ultimate expression of... And it is why the challengers leap into the arena during the... Many times I imagined it, the feeling of freedom.
What did Chief Hikaru say when you told him
You spilt rebel blood at the Grove and helped There was little more to be said.
Well, I'm honored he lent me his best marshal.
Indeed.
I should get...
Back to my...
Okay. The focus I got from the Sons of Prometheus is encrypted. But with a little time, I should be able to hack it. There. Got it.
Aloy, it seems you've recovered some property that doesn't belong to you.
Oh, you're not surprised to see me? You know, after you tried to sell me out to the Zeniths at the Hades Proving Lab?
Hardly. When I realized the lone hunters had been raiding Regala's camps, I knew you had escaped. Subtlety is not your strong suit. From now on, I suggest you stay away from rebel operations. You're meddling with something you don't understand.
What I understand, Silence, is that you've doled out machine overrides to dangerous people, and stoked up a tribal civil war. Again. I'm gonna put a stop to it.
Fine. Stubbornly blunder ahead as usual. Your efforts will only slow the inevitable. A warning, though. The Sons of Prometheus are very tenacious, and they want your head. There's nothing I can do about that now.
Oh, I'm scared. What will I do without your protection?
You should be scared, Aloy. More than you realize. But I have better things to do than educate you. Best of luck flailing about in the fog of ignorance.
Ow! One of these days, I'm gonna shut that arrogant mouth of his. Permanently. But first I have to figure out why he's doing what he's doing.
Is your focus acting up again?
Nah, it's fine.
I can take a look if you want.
Nah, usually works if I just flick it a few times with my thumb. How do I turn this thing off?
You should know. Silence is involved. He's the one who gave them the override tech to...
Why doesn't that surprise me?
At least we know we're good at wrecking...
Damn straight.
Let me know if you find any... I'll keep scouting those...
Be careful.
Aloy, I'm glad you have returned, and I see you have recovered ether.
There we go. More data for the dome.
Aloy, can you come downstairs? Beta has something you need to hear.
Okay. I'll be right down.
Aloy, I have managed to unlock additional rooms within the facility.
Got it. Hey, Gaia. It's me.
Hello, Aloy.
How's Katala?
I have detected that the loss of his arm still... In an effort to remedy this, I believe he will want to fill you in on the...
A solution? So they're almost like what was supposed to happen before a...
Yes. While the loss... There is still much that can be gleaned from the data you have. For instance, Varl has been entries from those who perished during the... Hearing their hopes and fears made him quite...
Anything I should be worried about?
I do not believe so. I have elected not to intervene. To allow...
The processor Ether was installed on was a memorial to something called the... Do you know anything?
My knowledge of historical events was unfortunately lost with... However, climate data indicates a peak in... Such conditions would see extreme and increase in dust storms.
But they wouldn't have built a museum in the middle of a wasteland, so I guess things got better.
Yes. Data suggest levels in the clawback era of the 20...
There was an ancient tank. Any idea how it got there?
During the Pharaoh Plague, the US military resumed the use of human combatants. As automated machinery was unreliable, it is possible the vehicle was part of a
So they fought against the Pharaoh machines until the mountain was blasted apart and buried them. You mentioned that the superstorms have subsided.
Yes. Thanks to Ether's weather patterns in the local region should mostly stabilize.
That'll be a relief for the Tenakth. One of recovering after a mudslide caused the whole place to...
I will continue to stabilize the app. As with the others, Ether needed to install itself on a process. One in the museum appears, given that the holographic displays...
So Ether was assured it could stay for as long as it needed.
Correct. Though it is curious that it chose a place surrounded with the ancient ruin.
Maybe it also felt at home there. I'll be off.
Farewell.
When I met Hikaru, I figured he was just another bloodthirsty warlord. But Fashav was right. Hikaru wants peace. It won't be easy. But with his new marshals, maybe his vision has a chance. Oh, looks like I can open that door now. There's a lot of equipment in here. Gaia, what was all this for?
This room was designed for management of the facility's vast seed banks. From here, control center operatives would have monitored new crop rotations into the automated farmlands, now known as Plainsaw.
I see. According to this console, there are still thousands of plant samples stored deep below the facility. I could ask Gaia about them the next time I talk to her. Tenakth equipment. Katala must have moved his stuff in. don't think that door had power before, but looks like it's malfunctioning. Looks like some kind of maintenance space. This leads. Power cells? Huh. That did it.
Aloy? A bunch of lights just turned on up here? Was that you?
Huh. Yeah, I guess it was.
Hi! Happy birthday, Isaac. Daddy sure does love his little big man.
She found that recording from the data on your focus. She's been watching it a lot. I think it helps calm her.
You know, I used to watch this a lot too. Whenever I wanted to take my mind off things.
Daddy sure does love his little big...
But there's something you need to tell me?
While you were gone, I came down here to check on her. Then we started talking. Right, Beta? She's been thinking about how to capture Hephaestus, studying the data Gaia gave her. But we started talking about some other stuff. You know, just getting to know each other, right? And then she told me that one of the Zeniths might be different from the others.
Tilda. You saw her at the Hades Proving Lab.
Go on.
On the way to Earth, the Zeniths never showed their faces. My servitor caretaker referred to them as my benefactors, and promised I'd meet them someday, when I had learned enough.
And then?
One day, a data channel opened in my training interface. In it, Tilda was waiting for me, in a virtual replica of a house on a cliff, overlooking the ocean. It was beautiful. She showed me paintings, books, media files. We met there in secret many times. But a few months later, it stopped.
Can you tell us why, Beta?
I found some data about Tilda at the Hades Proving Lab. I think she was the liaison between Far Zenith and Zero Dawn. She knew Elizabeth Sobek, that's for sure.
Maybe that's why she reached out to you?
What else can you tell us about Tilda?
She liked to talk about her paintings.
What about herself? Did she ever talk about her life on Earth, how she joined the Zeniths, something like that?
She never said much about herself, and she hated it when I asked too many questions. But I think, back on Earth, she was an expert programmer, given that she built a data channel the other Zeniths couldn't detect.
Is there anything else about her that we might be able to use to our advantage?
She was the first real person who ever bothered to speak to me. I wasn't really assessing her for strengths and weaknesses.
You said that Tilda reached out to you using a data channel?
It appeared in my training interface as another assignment. When I opened it, there were a series of intermittent glitches. I realized they formed a transpositional cipher,
instructions on how to open up a new virtual space. When I entered it, my training interface disappeared. Instead of the usual holographic teachers and files, I was in a perfect recreation of her home. And you're sure the other Zeniths never knew about it? To them, it looked like I was still in training, toiling away, alone. So this secret virtual space looked like a house with an ocean view? I could see whitecaps and hear waves crashing on rocks below. And there were gulls crying outside. Inside, Tilda had frames that showed off her favorite paintings, changing at intervals to match the light. There was an armchair she liked. She'd sit there and gaze outside while I looked through her things. We spent hours in that house. I never wanted to leave. You said Tilda showed you paintings and let you access media files? Every time we met, she showed me a new painting. I think she was Dutch. All of her favorite pieces were from their golden age in the 1600s. Portraits, allegories, ships at sea. She had so many. That didn't interest you? I liked her media portal. It had so much more than my training interface. Clips, shows, holos. My favorite was this one called Second Time Around, about a family whose kid comes back after disappearing during the Hot Zone crisis. Right, but did this portal have anything about the Zeniths themselves? Anything we could use? No. Any information about them was redacted. So Tilda set up a secret virtual space where she could talk to you, a house on a cliff. Then later, she cut you off. But other than the fact that Tilda knew Elizabeth, you don't know why she did those things?
I don't, okay? I thought of every possible reason that would make her leave, but whatever I did wrong, I don't know what it is.
When I finally met the others, she ignored me. Acted like the data channel never existed. None of this even matters. Tilda's the same as the others. It won't help us defeat them. Okay. Let's leave it at that then.
What's wrong?
I'm trying, Varl. But she is tough to take. I'm out there in the wilds, risking my life every day, and all she can do is hide in there and tell us how hopeless it all is. I'm sorry she's had a rough time, but she is really not helping right now.
You always seem to be on top of everything, so I sometimes forget about what you've been through. I mean, it wasn't that long ago you were so banged up you couldn't even walk. About that. When I pulled you out of the water back near the proving lab, you were muttering Rost's name. You never talk about him, but he raised you, trained you. You must miss him a lot.
Of course I do. But I don't have time to think about that now. I need to get back out there.
Okay. I'll keep working with Beta. Gaia says she knows a lot about Zero Dawn. And maybe she just needs some time to adjust, and then she can help us with Hephaestus.
Sure. But I won't hold my breath. Oh. Aloy. door won't open. Why is this door locked now?
Beta requested the use of that room as her personal space. I have locked it at her request.
Okay.
So this Hephaestus, he's like Gaia's own personal blacksmith.
Yeah, a very angry one.
That's like my Uncle Laurent. Man didn't smile a day in his life and would box your ears if you messed with his forge.
Welcome back.
Hi, Gaia.
Hello, A.
So I talked to...
It seems to me you did. The Zeniths controlled every aspect of her life, even as they... This Tilda was the first person. An abrupt severance of such a relationship would be very...
Yeah. The Zeniths. Gerard, Beta said they were some of the most powerful people. I think Elizabeth knew one of them.
No. Elizabeth often spoke. If she knew this Tilda, she... What we can conclude from your is that the Zeniths are ruthless to protect life on Earth.
I found some data in one of the rooms you unlocked. It mentioned that there are still functional seed banks beneath this. Why is it there?
My predecessor was tasked with reconstituting the with primary and secondary plan. Had everything gone according to plan, humans would have eventually been able to introduce tertiary species.
Can we access them now?
Unfortunately, it will have to wait in order to access and distribute.
And for that we need Hephaestus. It's something to look... I guess I should...
As you said.
Is it me, or do the old ones just look funny?
Funny how?
Yeah, their clothes, they're weird. They're so tight.
For once, I'd have to agree. I'd rip those things to shreds in a fight.
Guess they didn't move around as much.
Hey, Aloy. Everything all right? It seemed like...
Yeah, everything's fine.
Well, okay.
It seems like you're getting a hang of this.
Yeah, it's been helpful when I could make sense of it. I did find the old ones enjoyed a good brew, only they let machines serve the... They even let the damn things cut you off before you saw the underside of it. That's half the... you won't see me letting a robot serve me a pitch or any...
I see someone's been...
I'm just trying to get some practice in. Helps take my mind off...
You should try playing Katalo. It's a Tanakh game, maybe...
Oh, sure. Tanakh. Sure you want...
Pretty sure. Do I smell?
I brought some over from Chain Scrap. With everything that's been going on, I thought we... Besides, there is nothing that brings... That's what my sister always said, anyways.
Maybe another time.
Back to...
Hey.
Of course.
How's training?
Discovering something new about our past. When we first met, you asked me if I ever wondered what this world looked like when the old ones lived here. I thought it was strange at the time, but a lot has changed since. Now I'm just trying to make sense of everything I thought I knew versus everything I know now.
The change is hard. You feeling okay?
I was just thinking about Beta and all that time. To think someone would make a person just to lock them in a room to use when needed, like some sort... Elizabeth Sobek sacrificed her, and yet they have no trouble treating Beta.
Another reason we have to stop. Did Katalo find...
Zoe picked out a room for him. He's
not much of a...
So I've noticed. Tried paying my respects for those who fell when we were ambushed at the embassy. Told him I'd never seen anyone throw themselves at him. He said a warrior shouldn't be praised. For a second, I thought I was talking to my mother. Never thought a Tanakh and a Nora war chief could have so much...
It's hard to believe we're dealing with the original... The same ones that left for Sirius 1,000.
To live on for so long.
Because it's not.
That weapon we found where Beta was hiding. Any chance?
Sylens made sure that wasn't enough.
Why would he build something to hurt Far Zenith, yet allow them to
With Sylens, there's always an angle. We just... What do you make of this Tilda, the babe?
Well, the way she described it, I can't shake off the feeling that Tilda wanted. Maybe because she's Elizabeth, so... But whatever she wanted, I don't... If we knew what it was, maybe we could use it to our...
I don't know. I don't think Tilda and Elizabeth...
Oh well. At least we can take some comfort in knowing the Zeniths don't...
Maybe. You brought up Rost. He was all I had. When Hades discovered who I was, he sacrificed himself, but that seems like ages ago. What I'm doing now... I don't think the Sacred Lands were all he really knew, so I can't let myself dwell on him.
I understand. Sometimes when I think about what she would have become if she had survived, it hurts. And I just need to bury it for a while. You can't ignore it forever. Memories always come back.
I know.
Fair enough.
I should get back.
We'll be here.
Aloy.
Hey.
I am well. Varl told me Beta's having a hard time adjusting. I wish there was something I could do.
I'm not sure.
A tree won't bear fruit in a day.
What are you going to learn next?
I'm not sure. I asked Gaia for suggestions, and she brought up data museum? From what I gather, the old ones would store knowledge in them for all like you've done here. Maybe one day, more people will be able to use this place to...
That sounds... crowded. Is there anything I can help with? Are you okay?
You and Varl have been...
I like to think so.
I was wondering...
Oh.
That bad, huh?
Why do you want to know?
He's spoken of his sister, Vala, but... I know...
She's the war chief of the Nora. Best warrior the tribe's ever known. Tougher than a Thunderjaw, but she could be pretty harsh at times.
I see. I feel silly not being able to ask Varl directly.
I wouldn't worry about it. He's probably afraid Sona will scare you off someday.
I'd like to see her try.
The Zeniths did a number on Beta. But she seems to...
I still can't believe she told him the Zeniths are immortal. Old ones who cut themselves off from the cycle of life. And I've never heard of anything so... To deny our dying bodies to the Earth. To do... It's...
I should get going.
Good luck on your...
This easy?
I see you, champion. Heard the lowlanders have been fighting rebels by the coast, west of the Grove. If you're still helping the chief handle those scabs, you might want to talk to Kragella at Tide's Reach.
If I make it out there, I'll see what I can do.
Keep your eyes open out there, soldier.
If you walk by, you'll miss out on a good trade.